What would they be measuring? Gold.
I'm calling this Bravo Sierra. That's the spot, man. I can feel it.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a vault. This one might tell the tale. We got a chance of actually finding treasure.
We got a lot of secrets yet to unfold.
I think we're all going to find this artifact extremely interesting.
$500 million. That's the clue, not the mystery anymore. For years, the legend of the Curse of Oak Island has revolved around one question. Is there really a fortune buried beneath this island? Gold, silver, sacred relics, artifacts so valuable they could rewrite history itself. But in Season 13, everything changes. Because this time, they didn't just find another shaft or another empty void. They found a tunnel, a real constructed passage hidden beneath the surface of Oak Island. One that doesn't exist by accident. One that was built to lead somewhere specific, somewhere important, somewhere worth hiding at all costs. And in episode 22, that tunnel becomes the biggest breakthrough of the entire season. Because as the Lagina team pushes deeper into the darkness, what they uncover isn't just another clue. It's a direction, a path, a direct line that could finally connect every discovery, every artifact, and every theory to one shocking possibility. The $500 million treasure may no longer be a legend. Welcome back. This is the moment Season 13 has been building toward. Today we break down the secret tunnel, where it leads, what was found inside, and why this discovery could change Oak Island forever. If you're fascinated by hidden treasures, ancient mysteries, and shocking discoveries like this, make sure to subscribe now and don't miss what comes next. Because this time, the mystery doesn't just deepen, it points somewhere. Let's follow it. The blueprint behind the discovery. How the tunnel was finally found. The tunnel revealed in episode 22 didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's the result of a long, methodical investigation that has been unfolding throughout the entire season. To really understand this breakthrough, you have to look at everything the team has been building, step by step, since the very beginning. By the time episode 22 arrives, the Lagina team has something no one in the history of the Curse of Oak Island has ever had before. A near-complete 3D picture of what lies beneath Oak Island. Think about it. The flood tunnel system mapped back in episode 16, the sealed structure confirmed at 100 feet, the horizontal void exposed after the episode 18 collapse, and the multi-chamber complex revealed in episode 19 using combined scanning technologies. Each discovery added another layer, another piece of the puzzle. Slowly, a hidden underground network began to take shape. But even with all of that, something was missing. Because having pieces of a map doesn't mean you understand the full path. As the team's subsurface experts combined all the season's data into one unified model, a critical gap became impossible to ignore. They knew where the chamber complex was. They had their main vertical access point with the T1 shaft, and the flood tunnels formed a clear, intentional pattern around the structure. But one key question remained unanswered. How did the original builders actually reach it? Because all the evidence pointed to one surprising conclusion. They didn't go straight down. All season long, the clues were hinting at this. The cobblestone road through the swamp suggested heavy materials were transported horizontally. The void discovered in episode 18 ran across the shaft, not alongside it. And the depth and geological conditions of the chamber made vertical construction incredibly difficult using pre-modern tools. So, if they didn't dig down, they must have come in from the side. A horizontal route, a tunnel, a carefully planned passage that connected the surface to the complex at an angle, making it easier to build and far easier to hide. When the team finally fed all their data into the modeling system, it predicted something incredible. The most likely path of that tunnel, starting near the swamp's cobblestone road and leading directly toward the chamber complex. And that projected path ended at a very specific location on the island. A place that, until now, had never been seriously investigated. That's where episode 22 begins. The team heads straight to that exact point, and what they uncover there changes everything. The entrance, uncovering what was never meant to be found. At first glance, the location doesn't look special. No dramatic features, no obvious signs. Just another patch of land, soil, vegetation, nothing out of the ordinary, the kind of place you'd walk past without thinking twice. But Oak Island has always hidden its secrets in plain sight, and this time, the truth comes from below. When the team scans the area using ground-penetrating radar, the results are immediate and unmistakable. Beneath the surface, at a relatively shallow depth compared to other discoveries, there it is, a void, straight, horizontal, extending outward exactly in line with the predicted model, and its shape, too precise, too consistent, too perfect to be natural. This wasn't geology, this was design. Opening the tunnel, the excavation begins carefully, slowly, every layer removed with precision, using both machines and hand tools. Every step documented with the kind of archaeological discipline this search now demands. And as the entrance starts to take shape, three critical details emerge almost immediately. First, this tunnel wasn't buried by time. It was sealed on purpose. The opening is packed with stone and compacted earth, arranged deliberately, not randomly. Whoever built this didn't just leave, they closed it behind them. Second, that seal has never been disturbed. The layers are intact, undisturbed, perfectly preserved. No signs of intrusion, no evidence anyone has opened this since the day it was shut. Whatever lies inside has been waiting there, untouched. And third, when they finally manage to get a camera inside, everything changes. What the camera sees. The footage coming back from inside the tunnel is unlike anything seen before in the history of the Oak Island search. Not because it's visually perfect, it's not. The distance and conditions limit the clarity, but because of what it reveals. The tunnel doesn't collapse. It doesn't fade out. It continues. The walls are still standing, carefully constructed. The floor is clear, almost as if it was meant to be walked on. And then, at the far edge of the camera's reach, something catches the light, a reflection. And the tunnel itself, it's not just a passage. It's a masterpiece of ancient engineering. The walls are lined with shaped stone, fitted with precision. The same style of workmanship seen in earlier finds from episode 17. The same craftsmanship associated with skilled European builders from centuries ago. This wasn't random digging. This was planned, engineered, executed with purpose, and most importantly, it was built to lead somewhere. The stonework is extraordinary. Each block is placed with such precision that the tunnel has remained stable for centuries, without mortar, without modern support, without any reinforcement at all. The ceiling curves gently overhead, forming a natural arch. It's not decorative, it's engineering. This shape distributes the weight of the earth above, preventing collapse. It's the same structural principle used in medieval cathedrals, now hidden deep underground in the New World, long before history says it should exist. And then there's the floor. In the camera footage, the lower section of the tunnel shows something just as surprising. It's dry, no signs of flooding, no water damage, nothing. Which makes no sense. For over 220 years, the flood tunnel system has made vertical digging nearly impossible on Oak Island. And yet somehow, this horizontal passage remains untouched. There are only two possible explanations, and both are incredible. Either the original builders intentionally designed this tunnel to avoid their own flood defenses, creating a hidden access route they could return through at any time, or they understood the island's underground water system so well that they engineered the tunnel at the perfect angle and elevation to stay above it completely. Either way, this wasn't guesswork, this was mastery. And then, there's the reflection. At the very edge of the camera's view, maybe 50, maybe 70 feet ahead, something catches the light and sends it back. Not stone, not dirt, not debris from centuries of darkness. Something smooth, something shaped, something that clearly doesn't belong there, unless someone placed it there on purpose. For a moment, no one says a word. Then Marty Lagina breaks the silence with something he's never said in over a decade of searching. I think we need to go in there today. Following the tunnel, moving toward the unknown. Sending someone inside isn't a decision taken lightly. Even with a stable entrance and promising camera footage, Oak Island has a history of turning safe conditions into dangerous ones without warning, so the team proceeds carefully, full safety protocols, constant communication, every step controlled, and what the explorer reports from inside is nothing short of remarkable. The craftsmanship doesn't change. It stays consistent the entire way through, meaning this wasn't built in stages by different groups. This was one unified construction, one plan, one purpose. The tunnel itself is perfectly sized, wide enough for a person carrying supplies, low enough to stay hidden, high enough to move through without struggle. And then, the markings. Along the walls, at regular intervals, there are carved symbols. Not random scratches, not natural formations, deliberate engravings, cut into the stone with tools, repeating patterns. Organized, intentional. Each one is photographed as the explorer moves forward. Their meaning is unknown, but their purpose is undeniable. And then, he reaches it, the reflection. The live feed goes quiet for a moment that feels much longer than it actually is, because what's ahead changes everything. It's not rock, it's not earth. It's not natural at all. It's a surface, a solid barrier stretching across the entire width of the tunnel, about 60 feet from the entrance, and it's made of metal, darkened with age, not shiny, but unmistakable, smooth, engineered, precisely fitted into place like the final piece of a design. A door, a sealed door, hidden at the end of a tunnel no one even knew existed, built by people who put something behind it, and made absolutely sure it would stay there. Over the live feed, the explorer's voice stays controlled, but you can hear it, the realization. There's a door down here, an actual door, and I think there's empty space behind it. The $500 million question. Because a door means one thing, a room, and a room means something inside. Now everything changes. This isn't just theory anymore. This is physical proof of a hidden structure, a tunnel leading to a sealed chamber, protected by advanced engineering and layered defenses, which raises the biggest question of all. What is behind that door? For generations, theories have tried to answer that question. The lost treasure of the Knights Templar, the wealth of a powerful medieval order that vanished from history, the hidden archives of the Knights of Malta, ancient voyages from Europe long before Columbus, bringing riches and knowledge across the Atlantic, or even sacred relics, protected at all costs during times of chaos and destruction. Whatever it is, it was worth everything. The tunnel, the chambers, the flood system, the road, the concealment, all of it points to one truth. Something extremely valuable was meant to be hidden here. The $500 million estimate that researchers have debated for years. Standing in front of that tunnel, looking at that door, it doesn't feel like a guess anymore. It feels like the minimum. Rick and Marty, the moment they've been chasing, after the footage is reviewed, after the door is confirmed, after the reality of what's been found finally sinks in, there's a moment. The camera finds Rick Lagina and Marty Lagina standing together at the tunnel entrance. And for the first time, you can see it clearly. This isn't just another discovery. This is the edge of something they've spent over a decade chasing. Two brothers, standing at the threshold of history, not inside yet, not beyond the door, but close enough to hear it, close enough to sense the empty space waiting on the other side. At this point, the $500 million question isn't just an idea anymore. It's real, tangible, separated from them by a single metal barrier, and whatever careful steps come next. On Oak Island, moments like this don't happen twice. You can see it in Rick Lagina's face. Everything this journey has meant over 13 seasons is right there. The years of belief, the doubt from others, the sacrifices, the persistence through setbacks that would have stopped most people long ago. And beneath all of that, something deeply personal. He knows where he's standing, a place no searcher before him ever reached. For the first time in history, the path has led here, to a hidden tunnel and a sealed door at the end of it, a threshold. Beside him, Marty Lagina stands exactly as he always has, grounded, analytical, steady. The engineer who demanded proof at every step, the one who questioned, tested, and verified. And now There's nothing left to question. The proof is right there, 60 feet underground, at the end of a tunnel no one even knew existed until now. Waiting. Rick speaks first. Calm. Certain. We're going to open that door. A pause. And whatever's behind it, it's going to change everything. What we know about this island, who came here, and why. Marty nods. Just one word. Tomorrow. A tunnel hidden for centuries. A metal door sealed at the end of it. Confirmed hollow space behind it. And two brothers standing right at the edge of it all. After following clues scattered across generations. From cobblestone pathways, to medieval artifacts, to advanced underground scans, to collapsed shafts and sealed layers buried deep in time. All of it leading here, to this exact moment. Yes, $500 million is the number experts have placed on what Oak Island might be hiding. But standing at that entrance, watching Rick and Marty face what comes next, this moment feels worth even more. Not because of gold, not because of relics, but because it's real. The tunnel is real. The door is real. And whatever lies beyond it is real too. After years of dead ends, failures, and mysteries that refuse to give way, tomorrow the team goes back in. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think is behind that door? The Knights Templar treasure, sacred relics, or something history has never recorded? And one more question. Do you think Season 13 ends with that door finally opened? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, the tunnel has been found. The door is real. And Oak Island may finally be ready to reveal its secret.